The Sakizaya are Taiwanese Aborigines with a population of approximately 5,000–10,000. They primarily live in the cities, counties of Keelung, Taoyuan City, and New Taipei, as well as on Hualien, where the culture is centered. The Sakizaya are an Austronesian people, mostly related to other Taiwanese Aborigines and have cultural, linguistic, and genetic ties to other Austronesian ethnic groups, such as those from the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Madagascar, and Oceania. Though the language is the most defining feature, it has not been recognized as a true language, but simply a dialect of Amos. Even though the languages are not grammatically similar, the Sakizaya traditionally practiced ancestor worship, which includes the worship of a pantheon of gods and ancestral spirits. However, most have converted to Christianity. The society is mostly matrilineal, and women often have the authority. On January 17, 2007, the tribe satisfied the Taiwanese government's requirements for full tribal status. Before this, the tribe was previously classified as Amos, the tribe where they hid after they and the Colonial allies fought a devastating battle against King invaders during the late 19th century. History. Due to their intermingling within other tribes, the original genetic identity of the Sakizaya is uncertain. According to one study, they are intimately related to the Northern and Middle Amos. They also seem to share certain genetic traits with other tribal groups, as well as with the Taiwanese Han, though this may have been a result of intermarriage. The C2 and C3 haplogroups are absent in the population. Early history. Much of the history of the Sakizaya is unknown. It is unclear when the Sakizaya, or their ancestors, first arrived in Taiwan. According to some experts, the first human inhabitants of the island arrived 15,000 years ago and were dependent on marine life for survival. Neolithic peoples began arriving 6,000 years ago, which allowed the advent of agriculture, domestic animals, polished stone adzes, and pottery. The presence of these adzes imply a relation with the Penghu Islands, where these objects are common. Colonial Era. The first contact with the tribe outside of Formosa occurred during the 17th century, when the Dutch and the Spanish arrived. It was during this time when a 1636 Spanish document was written about the name and activities of the people. Since then, there were not any reports of external contact until the 19th century. Kariwan Incident. In 1878, the Sakizaya and the Colonial allies fought a devastating battle against King invaders. This event ended in disaster for the both tribes, causing many of their tribesmen to be slaughtered in an event called the Takoban Incident. Others were displaced by Han settlers. The remaining Sakizaya, meanwhile, were forced to blend with other tribes, such as the Ami, with the intention of protecting their identity. When the Japanese ruled Taiwan in 1895, anthropologists classified the tribe as a subgroup of the Amos. The tribe, however, discreetly maintained their own culture and language, which continued during the next century. Modern times. In 2004, the tribe presented a petition for official tribal status to the Council of Indigenous Peoples based on historical, linguistic and cultural data. This was officially filed on October 13, 2005. Eventually, the petition was approved on January 17, 2007, recognizing them as a tribal group. Like other Taiwanese Aborigines, the Sakizaya face contemporary social and economic challenges. These include urbanization of the youth, a phenomenon that may affect the culture. Language. The Sakizaya speaks a language classified as a dialect of Nata or an Amos, a Formosan language that that belongs to the Austronesian language family. However, the National Chengchi University has stated that it remains 60 to 70% different from the Amos language despite the two groups living together. Currently, there are about 2,000 speakers of the language. The tribe also speaks several other languages. These include languages spoken by the tribes where they have hidden, such as Amos and Mandarin, the official language of the country. Religion. The Sakizaya practice a variety of religions. These include traditional beliefs that mixes aspects of ancestor worship and animism. Some may also practice Christianity. The traditional religious beliefs of the Sakizaya are currently experiencing external pressures since many of the tribesmen may have converted to Christianity. The threat is heightened by the increasing importance of Christianity to the community. Ancestor worship, animism. Ditto. The tribe is known to practice ancestor worship. They believe on a pantheon of ancestral spirits and deities known as Ditto, similar to the Kalis of the Amos, as well as the Anito of the Filipinos. They are considered to be fickle as the weather, so priests or mapalawe are necessary to communicate with them. They are invisible to most people, though they are known to wear red. Several beliefs are associated with these spirits, such as pregnancy and death. The homeland of the Ditto is Milan Mountain in Hualien, which is also the place where the deceased pass through before finally resting in the sea. Gods and rituals. The Sakizaya have several gods. A few examples include Malator Otoki, the deity, the spirit of the world; Oliform, the god that drives away illnesses; and Talaman or Takanawan, the god of the poor. An individual's personal Ditto become the god of death once they have died. Rituals are practiced to appease the Ditto and often mimic rituals performed by other Austronesian peoples. The practice of these are dictated according to the seasons: spring a Pasavan, summer a Ralod, fall a Sadinsing, and winter a Kasanawan. An example of these is the Palamal of the worship of the fire god. According to a Japanese document, several rituals are associated with the main staples: millet, have-air, and dry rice atipus. These included the millet sowing ritual, fishing ritual, collecting ritual, harvest ritual, and storing ritual, which are all based on the growth of the millet. Christianity. Another religion practiced by some Sakizaya is Christianity. The religion first arrived in Formosa during the age of European colonization. Its formal arrival occurred in 1627, during the arrival of Georgius Candidius, the first ordained minister to set foot on the island. According to this missionary, the conversion of the natives was effective. The conversion was so successful that native clergymen soon became a necessity. This success, however, was short-lived since Christians faced persecution after the arrival of the Chinese. It was not until late in the 20th century when this religion began to achieve its resurgence. Currently, almost 70% of Taiwanese Aborigines practice Christianity, though the exact number of Sakizaya practicing this religion is uncertain. The religion has become effective in maintaining social unity, which has been held by traditional practices. Society and culture. Only a few aspects of the Sakizaya's society and culture have been revealed. It is known that they have a matrilineal society. Women often have the authority in the household. In terms of survival, fishing and hunting are important. Rice cultivation also forms a significant aspect of the food production. This practice is thought to have been acquired through the Kavalan. Millet is important as a food source and is a way in determining the occasions of festivals. Golden robes are usually worn by important tribal leaders during special celebrations. Head hunting was once prevalent but has fallen out of practice. The culture of the Sakizaya is under threat due to the small but steady urbanization of Sakizaya youth. Efforts to preserve preserve their culture or have been initiated by the government, which believes this could be beneficial to ecotourism. Age class systems. According to Japanese researchers, Sakizaya men are divided into age class systems, known as SRAL, where they stay for about 5 years. Between infancy and 15 years of age, boys are classed into the child class or Wawa. They soon participate in a ritual known as Masatrot and are trained in a youth house at Hualien, where they learn to obey orders as well as certain commands. Once they accomplished this, they would move to the preparatory youth class Akapa and stay there until they are 23 years of age, when they finally reach the superior class.